It's Friday, the 3rd of April 2020, and that can mean one thing, and one thing only, that it is time for today's The Quiz. With me, it's your host, Edward C. Lewis. And, of course, I'm joined, as always, by the wonderful, the tremendous, the bespectacled, the bearded, the well-dressed, pleasant, calm, interesting, fun, collected.
How much money do you want? Yes.
Well, I wasn't talking about you, WNL. Of course, so I'm talking about the Quizmaster himself. It is WNL. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, doing very well. Yeah, it's beautiful morning out here. The birds are singing, and the cats are chasing them, and yeah, all sorts.
That's nice, isn't it? What just happened? Did a lorry just roll through town? A truck.
A lorry went by outside. Yes, the truck drivers, good stuff.
They've come to drop off your. They've come to drop off your weekly shopping order.
Well, yeah, I have taken to doing this. This is we don't go out. We go out for our exercise, but beyond that, no. We order, they get it ready, and we either collect or they deliver.
It's a very sensible attitude to take, to be an Al. I'm very, very pleased to hear it. I do want to I know that it's a fascinating discussion topic that you're talking about here, but I just want to turn our attention towards the chat for a second, because I've noticed something very, very special. And that is that we've got Stickster42 here, Millstone Bar, Jack Little, Zookeeper's Girl, Big Fun Art, we've got Jester D, we've got Commander NSR2, we've got Alex C. Dev, Mike J.A. Moran. It seems to me, I don't know about you, but it seems to me, Mad Dog's here as well. All of the best ones are here, so thank you very much for joining us. All of the best ones. And Oliver Best One is here as well, so if somebody does want to create that Twitch account, that would be insanely good. So if you create the Twitch account Oliver Best One, and then come in here as Oliver Best One, then you'll receive so much love from me. And also, that's an amazing Twitch name, Oliver Best One. That's really, really good. So make that happen. Ed, wash your jacket. It's the same as yesterday. Yes, it is the same as yesterday, but as I've said to you before, I wear it for these 40 minutes, so these 40 minutes only, and of course I then scrub it down. I get hands and knees with like an old school brush, and I get one of those washing boards, from the old sort of Disney 60s cartoons. And I don't, is that right? Is that what happens in Disney cartoons? I've never seen any.
More like the 40s. It was in the 40s, yeah.
Yeah, in the 40s, and then I wash scrubbing board, and I scrub down the jacket, and then it just comes out looking fresh as always. So there you go. That's the jacket update for the day for you. So how's everybody at home? What has everybody been up to? What was everybody's evenings like? And while I wait for that to come into the chat and for people to talk about what they've been up to yesterday evening, I want to bring attention to something very, very important, and that is that the greatest thing to happen in my life and my dad's life is that he's worked out a new little trick that he's got with his clothing, where he can make it look like he's... Go on. No, you've got to do it now, because he did this for me before, and it was very joyful, and I want to see it happen.
It was entirely by accident. It probably won't ever happen again. Yeah.
So you're saying you're not going to demonstrate this amazing new skill that you've got?
Well, I don't know.
It was just watching the joy on your face as you were... Yeah, look at that. Do it again.
I have an invisible wire to my collar.
Go on. It was funny.
Small things, yes.
I really enjoy it. Do it both ways.
Can you wiggle your ears?
I want to see more of the clavicle action.
Well, I don't.
Please.
You see, we have a slight delay, so I'm not even watching this. I have no idea whether it's working.
It is working. And then the other one. No, it's not as good on the other one anymore, but it was just funny because before we started, you're like, hey, look at this thing. Hey, look, everyone. Edward, look at this. And you'd be you were going, beep, 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 and I was like, whoa!
It is amazing what you find to entertain yourself with when you're locked down.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Funny things you can do with your clothes.
Funny things you can do with your clothes.
Other than wearing, just simply wearing is far too easy.
That's like I think this is probably a month 3 quarantine lockdown start to a stream, isn't it? This doesn't feel like a week 3 end. This is like a month 3 beginning live stream topic. But we'll be looking back at these days as the glory days of the live stream. We'll be like, do you remember when he was doing the thing on his collar before we all had to start like going out and dressing up as Mad Max style characters just to find a piece of toilet paper? Although we're past the toilet paper days, aren't we?
Well, let's be honest. I'm from southwestern Ohio. When toilet paper runs out, there are always things like corn cobs or well, there are a variety of ways that it's quite easy to carry on. With your normal ablutions.
Good stuff. I just heard ablutions because, of course, I was concentrating on the chat just for a little bit. We have Zookeeper Girl says she's been playing too much Stardew Valley at the moment. I don't think there's too much of that game that you can be playing. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I'm really glad that you're enjoying yourself with it. Commander Benkai says, "Oh, I'm missing a few. Sorry, Sorry, the chat seems to move, and it doesn't usually do that. You know what I mean by that? It's knocking it down. I'm torn between saying NYC and melting demons in Doom. I'm glad that you're enjoying Doom. It is really, really fun. I got more yeast, so I'm making passion fruit vodka and vanilla vodka," says Commander Benkai. That's really cool, Benkai. Awesome to hear. Good afternoon. At least I have the opportunity to visit a Bisquiz. Exactly, you're here. Or as the rebranding. Just the quiz now. It's just the quiz. Mike J. Man says, seems painful about your thing that you're doing there. I'm not sure about that. Jack says, I'm cleaning out the gore nest. That's good. The super gore nest, it's probably one of my favourite levels in any video game ever. Northwest Ohio, says 3P Music. Corn cobs are only applicable in the summer months, though. What part of is Northwest Ohio? Where are you from? You're from. I always get this wrong.
I was from Southwest Ohio. You know, so I was down I-75 from them, down near Dayton. Troy, Ohio, just north of Dayton. Northwest Ohio. That's Toledo country, I suppose, or Wapakoneta. You know, home of Neil Armstrong.
I think he is from Toledo, actually, from what I remember. I don't want to dox our friend 3P Music here, but good to see you, by the way, 3P. It is really good to see you in the chat. Indeed, yay! I've been wondering on FBC. Mike Moran says, I used to have a newspaper when Mike Moran says he used to have to use newspaper when he was at his farmhouse in Ireland. That's a news story that I didn't know about Mike, and it's one I'm going to hold on forever dearly in my heart. Okay, everybody, let's begin today's quiz. Let's keep it. It's a Friday. I hope people have nice plans for the weekend. We are going to be taking a break on Saturday and Sunday as we did last week, but we will be back again on Monday at midday. But why am I talking about what's happening on Monday when, just like everything else in life, we should take just a moment to sit back and be mindful of where we're at right now. And that is, what's the quiz all about this? This, which is, of course, well, I was hungry yesterday when we were deciding, so it's all about fish and chips today. Fish and chips. Simply 10 questions. Yeah, I forgot that it was going to be all about chips. You forgot, yes. Okay. It's Friday, and, well, I was hungry, so it's fish and chips today. You were just hungry yesterday, and now you're like, I don't even want fish and chips anymore. I'm hungry every day, yeah. What it boils down to, chatters, is, of course, that we have 10 questions. Edward will not be able to see your responses. He'll turn you off, and basically, I will take your first 3 answers. If we have some sort of, agreement between those first 3, then at that point, that's your answer. If we don't, it'll be the first one of the 3. I will take that. Once I have your answer, then I will ask Edward for his, and we'll watch how the scores climb meteorically. Yes. Meteorically? Something like that. Probably meteorically. Maybe hold their own. How does the score table sit so far? Where are we at with scores in terms of me versus the chat? And also, how well have the chat done so far, if you can remember? Well, not like in every quiz. We've played 8 so far, and let's see. No, I don't have to estimate. They've won 7 of the 8, okay? And they've had, I think, at least 3 perfect scores of 10.
You've got that one valuable win, 9 points to 8, when we had to throw one question out. But beyond that, several of them have been very close. Although you are outnumbered, but holding up well. We'll see how you do today.
Extremely poorly. It's happened at the right time, but unfortunately my battery of my other laptop has just run out, and that's where I have the chat up on the screen. So just give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves while I just go and plug in my.
We'll discuss the fact of the day then while you're away. How's that? Chatters. It's always dangerous, of course, to rubberneck when you're driving past a road accident. Or walking around your flat, as Edward is doing now. But driving past famous landmarks is also very dangerous. And the most dangerous landmark to drive by in the UK is Buckingham Palace.
Is it?
Buckingham Palace. 203 road accidents in 4 years. 4-year period, they've had 203 road accidents. Wow. People who don't realize there are other cars there and tend to look at Buckingham Palace instead. St. Paul's Cathedral had 40 in the same time period. Stonehenge, 60. The Scott Monument in Edinburgh had 89. But within the top 10, number 9 interested me the most because it's only about 7 miles away from me. Ooh. Do you know what that is?
Is it Blackpool Tower?
It's Blackpool Tower.
Wow.
All you can do is do 30 miles an hour down the road. There's only one, and it's still there were 30 accidents in the last 4 years. People rubbernecking at Blackpool Tower.
People rubbernecking at Blackpool Tower. That is also the name of my autobiography. People rubbernecking at Blackpool Tower. I have a comment about something that you said quite a while ago, and it's not funny anymore because it is quite a while ago. But you mentioned about me turning the chat off, and I just wanted to say, it isn't very a joke about turning people off,
turning them on, turning them
off. It doesn't really matter or work, does it? So it's okay. But anyway, we've got more than 30 people here. Let's and I'm back, by the way. I can see the chat now. Good to see you all again. Hello. I can see you all now. I managed to reload the laptop, and luckily there were no important Windows updates that needed installing. Right, everyone. Okay, great. So should we begin today's quiz?
You've girded your loins.
Let me just check.
With chip papers, right?
What have I done?
Gird your loins with chip papers. When I first came to this country, it was still the case that you got fish and chips in actual newspaper and ended up with newsprint all over your hands. And, well, you wondered if you were more or less tattooing the insides of your esophagus on the way down.
You probably were.
Lots of good acids down there, though. That takes care of the newsprint. But it was quite strange when I came over here. I thought, how do they get away with that? And now they don't. But,
How did they get away with that? Well, they weren't, and they didn't. They were just getting away. Yeah, they were literally just getting away because no one had checked that it was safe or not. And then they finally did. Anyway, I've just checked with myself, and it does appear that I am indeed ready for the quiz, and I've minimised the chat. Good luck, everybody.
Okay.
Be nice to each other. No cheating. The quiz. We've got our quiz radars. Remember, cheating radars, and also be nice to each other, please. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1 in today's quiz. Simple 50-50. It's true or false. Okay? Forget Friday. Statistically, Saturday is the most popular day for eating fish and chips here in Britain. Is that true or false? I said forget Friday. Statistically, Saturday is the most popular day for eating fish and chips here in Britain.
By the way, if anybody ever sees me looking out this way, it's because I've got a nice big window here. So I thought what I would do is, while doing these live streams, is really just try to distract myself from the live streams. As if I need any more distraction anyway. You guys have been following me for quite a few years now. I don't need any further distractions.
No, you don't. And I need your answer. I have theirs.
True, I reckon. People, Saturday lunchtime, down by the pier at Blackpool Beach, about Brighton, Yarmouth, all those fantastic seaside towns. Hull, that's a seaside city, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, the chatters agree with you. You both said true, and you're both absolutely wrong. It's still Friday.
I can't
Something
believe it.
Something collective in the psyche of the British. It's Friday. They have the fish, and they have the chips with them. So it's still
They have
yes,
the fish,
Friday.
and they have the chips with them. It's fish and
I get,
chips.
I get to put down zeros for both of you, which
Wow,
is
that's a
not
first.
not often. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Start one like this. Question number two. Number two. From 1995 onwards, in which British television soap might you have spotted a fish and chip shop called Beale's Place?
Oh,
That's
oh.
Beale apostrophe S Plaice. Beale's Place. From 1995 onwards, in which television soap might you have spotted a fish and chip shop called Beale's Place? I have their answer.
I think that's a Coronation Street thing, isn't it?
You think it's a Coronation Street thing?
I hope so.
Your score remains 0. It's actually the other one, EastEnders. Ian Beale.
Oh, Ian Beale.
Ian
I
Beale.
thought
Beale.
if you would have said to me Ian Beale, I would have gone, oh yeah, Coronation Street. Like I said, Coronation Street. Because to be
I can
fair,
tell.
I have never watched that other
I
than
was
when
just going to say, I can
you're
tell you're an
watching
EastEnders
it.
aficionado not.
Because I mean,
No,
it's something that
I'm
I've
not
never
into-
understood. I respect you quite a lot, right?
yeah.
And I respect my friends and anybody who likes. Everyone likes. No, I'm going to rephrase this. You're a sort of man of high culture, I would say, and yet you're really into Coronation Street.
I'm really such a low life, yes, is what you're saying.
Actually
Well,
a
yeah.
low life. You sit.
No, it is.
You sit
Coronation
in your
Street-
pants regularly, cross-legged on the floor, watching Coronation Street whilst eating a kebab. Is this true or not? True or false? That's a question for you, sir.
True or false? Well, since I arrived here, yes, for 40 odd, very odd years,
Yeah.
I have watched Coronation Street, yes.
In your dressing gown, with a kebab.
With whatever. And yes, Coronation Street has been one of my mainstays.
What is it that you like about Coronation Street?
Well, the fact is, of course, that you can miss 5 or 6 and come back in and you know exactly where the storyline is anyway. It's something. Well, I had a friend who actually appeared on Coronation Street once, and I didn't realize he was going to. He was an actor friend from Lancaster, and well, I won't go into episodes from years gone by, but a policeman showed up at someone's door to tell her that her husband had died in an auto accident. And when she opened the door, and I'm sitting there eating, yes, in front of the television, it was my friend Steve. It wasn't a policeman.
Amazing.
It
That's
totally
great
destroyed.
news.
You know how they say willing suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Okay, it was gone. It was gone. I could no longer really, for a while, I couldn't watch Coronation Street because Steve had been the policeman.
Steve. My stepbrother, Ob, he, lovely guy, on his way up, working actor, doing really, really good stuff. He was in Downton Abbey, an episode of Downton Abbey. And again, it's like, that's not a radio repairman. That's Ob. You can't. Ob doesn't know how to repair radios. Why are you asking him to do it? That's how I felt. It was very peculiar. But yeah, I can only imagine. I was going to say, who would watch a daily show about nothing? I mean, who would do that? It's a joke because this is what our show is. Carry on. Moving on. Next question.
We're actually on we're on more times than most soaps right now for the time being. Yes.
More prolific than Coronation Street. That's the new tagline.
Our output currently
The
will
new
be
Coronation Street by Neil Lewis and Edward Lewis.
No, sorry. Okay, yeah. Well, we
Question-
can change that. Coming back soon as you may remember us as
19 minutes in, question 2.
We've had 2 questions,
this
and
is
you're
question 3.
behind 1-0. Okay, they got it correct. They were correct.
Well done.
So we're on to question number 3. Okay, number 3. When chips are prepared here at home in England, at home, are more of them deep fried in a chip pan or oven baked? You're making chips at home,
Yeah.
okay? Not
not.
you particularly, but
I'm not.
which public?
Are they?
Which is prolific, we've said that. Are more of them deep fried in a chip pan? Are they made in a chip pan or are they oven baked? I have their answer.
I've never done chip pan frying. And I think it's because of... By the way, the answer is oven bake. It has to be. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct, yes.
I've never done chip pan frying. My friend James Wilson, he's been in the chat before. He probably won't be here now. He's sick of me at this point. He's known me for 20 plus years. He Does. And they are delicious. When he makes them, deep fat fry, he like double fries them. It's disgusting, but they taste amazing. He also puts MSG on them, so he is a disgusting human being. Next time James Wilson 1987 is in the chat, tell him he's a disgusting human being, because that's what he is. It's 1988 actually. Anyway, no, he's 1987, same year. Why am I doing this? Why am I talking about this? I'll tell you why. I can't remember what the overall point was. Next question, please. I'll come back to
it. Well, it is the case that, yes, I never brought you up on deep, fat-fried things because it was, to be honest, unhealthy. But I think now it's not so much a matter of health, so much as people, I think, are...
Safety concerns. That's what I was going to say. Never done it because I've seen the videos that we get shown in high school of it just going, oh, I'm just making some chips. Oh, no, I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one wants that.
And something to avoid, setting yourself on fire, all in the name of a chip. Okay, right. Well, the chatter's got it right, so they're still ahead. It's 2-1. Question number 4. Number 4, of course, there are no chips without potatoes. I'd like to know which explorer, bit of a multiple guess for you here, is said to have introduced the potato to England. Was it Sir Francis Drake, Sir Walter Raleigh, or James Cook?
Ooh.
Drake, Raleigh, or Cook? Which explorer is said to have introduced the humble potato to England?
This makes me want to play the Uncharted game series. You nerds will know. You nerds will know.
I have their answer.
Drake. Let's try Drake.
Sir Francis Drake.
I feel like it would have been mentioned.
He circumnavigated the globe, all sorts, but it was Sir Walter Raleigh. Went over to America, brought some potatoes back.
Nice of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So, you're now behind 3-1.
Oh, it doesn't seem like a good one today. Doesn't seem like it's going well for me. This one.
There's a way back, but it is getting further and further from your grasp.
Right, I'm going to put full marks from here on in. Deadly serious now.
Get ready. Okay. Question number 5
seriously.
then. Number 5, halfway through today's quiz. Simple 50-50, it's true or false. Okay, I'll read out a statement. If you agree, then I want the entire word true. If you disagree, the entire word false.
Right, ready.
Here's your statement. In the 1930s, fish and chips were eaten by the Territorial Army to prepare them for battle. In the 1930s, fish and chips were eaten by the Territorial Army to prepare them for battle. Not yet. I don't have their answer yet.
I'm just going to say what I want to be the truth.
I have their answer.
I want it to be true, so yes, I'm going to say true. This is where you're going to do a trick question. You're going to say, no, it actually was steak and chips or something like that, and that's going to annoy me. Go on.
Well, first of all, I want to say that Stickster 42 should change their name to Stickler 42. They wrote down the entire word true, and it is true.
Yeah, good. Well, it has been done before. Write the entire word true, and you will be disqualified if you do not write the entire word true.
Oh, well, so many of their answers went. Yes, okay, so that was true. In the 1930s, fish and chips, wonderful thing. Get you ready for battle. Put some stodge in there, and hey-ho, it's off we go. Okay, you're still suitably behind by a couple of points. Question number 6. Number 6. When, according to the National Federation of Fish Fryers, was the first fish and chip shop opened here in England? Was it 1821, 1848, or 1860? According to the National Federation of Fish Fryers, when was the first fish and chip shop opened here in England? Was it 1821, 1848, or 1860? Let's have those answers.
Wow.
I have their answers.
I'm going to go later. I'm going to go for 1860.
You're going for 1860?
And I imagine that they had a great time when that happened.
They went for 1821. 2 1821s and an 1848, to be honest. Your 1860, though, is absolutely correct, Edward. You've gained one back.
Yes! Full marks from here on in.
Yeah, it was all the way out in 1860, the first official fish and chip shop.
Where was it? Do you know where it was? Do you have that time?
London Way. I'm not sure. Right. I'd have to look that up. You can check out, actually, well, this is the sad sort of thing that I do when I do a quiz. You can check out the National Federation of Fish Fryers websites and things to find out this scintillating information.
Well, that's the sort of work that you do, so we don't have to.
Exactly. Question number 7. Are you ready? You're behind 4 points to 3. Question number 7. I'd like to know which British supermodel had fish and chips for her hen do in August 2011 at the Isle of Wight Festival. Which British supermodel had fish and chips for her hen do in August 2011 at the Isle of Wight Festival? Note it wasn't Isle of White, it was Isle of Wight because there is no H. But that's just our personal little...
Oh, yeah. I mean, there is an H, it's not in the place where you expect it to be.
That's very good. Okay, they're being very close. No one wants to take a guess. And it is pretty much guesswork if you don't know. Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
Has anyone... Have they passed on this one? Is this the first ever pass?
Trick question, models don't eat. No, it's not. I have an answer now.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like they've not got this one. Kate Moss again, is it? Are you doing like a throwback to yesterday?
Well, it wasn't yesterday. Kate Moss is absolutely correct, yes. And there was a clue in there. 2011 was when she got married to that Hints or whatever his name was.
Throwback to previously in the week. This is the secret fun of this one, this quiz, this series, is that actually all of them tie into each other and very subtly and
interwoven.
Yeah, it's all interwoven, and then the end you go, whoa, it was all self-referential the entire time. It's actually a genius piece of artwork. It's not just two idiots rambling on screen at us for 40 minutes a day.
Universal threads, we'll provide them. You just do the stitching. Yeah.
You just sit around and
is this a stitch up? Yeah.
Yeah, it's more certainly. You just sit back and relax, everyone. We'll do the.
Hey, Edward, you would have caught up had they not finally come to their senses and guessed Kate Moss as well. Well, you're still one behind.
Come on, everybody, chirp up.
It's 5 points to 4. It's question number 8, and, well, it's a simple 50-50 for question number 8, okay? Listen carefully. Statistically, which is more popular with buyers of fish and chips? Cod or haddock?
Somebody's cooking something in this block of flats.
I hope it's fish and chips.
They're consistently cooking garlic downstairs, and it's floating on up, and luckily I like the smell of garlic, because I would be furious otherwise.
I think the chatters are giving me their preferences, I think, here now, as opposed to...
their answers to the question.
But I do have an answer. Okay. Which more popular? Which is more popular with buyers of fish and chips here in Britain?
Isn't poplar a type of fish?
It's a type of tree. No. Is it cod or haddock?
What's that? Is that? Okay, that would be... Okay.
Ford poplar.
Cod. It's got to be cod. Ruins the cod and chips. Classic.
It is cod and chips, yes. Slightly more expensive, but yeah. It's the cod and chips.
Did they get it wrong?
No, they got it correct as well. So they stay in the lead, 6 points to 5.
I am consistently impressed by myself for being this close, just so you know.
Well, you've got 2 questions, so there is a possibility of winning, a possibility of drawing.
No, there isn't.
Or a possibility of another loss, okay?
Likely.
All 3 possibilities. Isn't life scintillating? We have these forks in the road.
Yeah.
I
know. Come on.
We had a reference to Robert Frost when we were. This is a couple quizzes ago already. Whose woods these are. I think I know. Stopping by woods. The road not taken, as it were. We've got 3 roads here. Any one is possible. Are you ready for question 9?
And the idea is that you aren't supposed to regret any of the roads that you do not take, right? Because it's pointless. Is that the idea?
Relatively so. Although, if you read the poem, there is a tinge of
sadness,
things could have been different.
Regret. I don't know, Robert.
Yeah.
I think it's a great poem, by the way. Everyone should check out the road not travelled or the road less travelled. Which one is it?
Not taken, I think.
Not taken.
Yeah.
Well, there's recommendations.
But it is the road less travelled. Actually, Robert Frost. I can't remember. I very seldom remember the names of poems, but I love the poetry itself. And I know very little of the biography of poets. But Robert Frost was quite interesting because he made the distinction. He said, look, if you're going to write a poem and it's not going to rhyme, at least know everything and anything you can about rhyme in the first place. Think of playing tennis without a net, but still observing the rules of tennis and having to get at a certain height, or maybe vary it by putting a hole in the middle of the net and make the ball go through that.
I believe
you have to know the rules first before you can break them.
Yeah, I believe that's a really, really good way of looking at anything. Essentially, before you can start to experiment within something, you should still know the fundamental basics, and it's kind of why modern musical equipment and things like that, so a lot of digital ways to reproduce sounds at the moment, but I still think it's very, very important to have the ability to play an acoustic instrument, for example, or an electric guitar or piano, or just to know the basics of kind of not even musical theory, but just the way a song is structured before you can then sit down and do creative and interesting things using the modern software that exists. So I think I like it. I think it's the same with poetry. It must be. You've got to practice those simple things first before you can move on. Sorry, I got distracted by my own.
Speaking of moving on, it's time for question number 9.
Did I get that right? What was the question?
It was 6 points to 5, and you're now absolutely correct. But this one, that wasn't. That was just an aside. We were segueing.
That wasn't even a question. God, I'm sorry, everybody.
Matters there.
I don't think it was interesting.
You don't think it was interesting?
I know. I just like the sound of my own voice.
Is that one of those modern day instruments that really needed practicing with something else? No.
Well,
okay.
I would say, actually, on that note, it's very important to practice singing. If you've got a good singing voice, use it. Don't take it for granted, but practice with it is just like any other instrument. Next question, please.
Question number 9. Penultimate question in today's quiz, and it's all about fish and chips. Question number 9. We're going to have another true or false question, okay? Simple 50-50. If you agree with the statement, entire word true. If you disagree, entire word false. Here's your statement. During the D-Day landings, the English parachute regiment, landing behind enemy lines in darkness, identified friend from foe by using the code word fish, with the reply, chips.
Oh, no, I think I know this. And I don't.
Is that true or false? During the D-Day landings, the parachute regiment, behind enemy lines, in darkness, to identify friend from foe, they used the code word fish.
I love it.
Response, chips.
I love it. I wish it were the case. I'm sure that their thing is already in. I hope it is.
I have their answer, yes.
I think it's false because I think it's something else, but it is something equally as quaint and British, but I can't remember what. I think they used thunder something else, and it was like they had little clicking things. Anyway, carry on.
Well, there were a lot of different areas and different regiments.
Yeah.
The English parachute regiment actually did use.
I should have gone for it. I should have just said true. Yeah, of course.
And they were split. It was 2 trues and a false, but they forged out into another insurmountable lead, 7 points to 5 with one question.
Well done, everybody. I think to be honest, I was relating it to Band of Brothers. I think they say thunder and lightning in that. I think. And that
thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. Yes. Question number 10, then.
Yep, let's do it.
Finish it off.
Yep. Let's finish this week on a high. Everybody, let's get this right together.
It's a multiple guess, okay? Yeah. So I give you the right answer as well as the question, as well as 2 wrong ones. You decide which and give me the correct one. I'd like to know which famous politician has called fish and chips good companions. Was it Winston Churchill, David Lloyd George, or Jacob Rees-Mogg? Which famous politician has called fish and chips good companions?
I hope it's not Mogg.
Is it Winston Churchill, David Lloyd George, or Jacob Rees-Mogg?
Rees-Mogg and his stupid hat.
Maybe he keeps fish and chips in there. Who knows?
He does. I don't know.
I have their answer.
It's always Churchill. And if it isn't Churchill, I'll be disappointed.
It is Winston Churchill,
He's always Churchill.
But they went with George, so you gained 1 back.
Did I really?
So only lost today's 7 points to 6.
I just threw in a reference to a Japanese anime there. And that's when you know.
Silly.
That's when you know that
very,
it's been a
very,
long week.
Very good companions. Yes.
That's good. That's great. Fantastic, everybody. Thank you so much for joining for today's quiz. And I can now see the chat again. And good to see you all. Nice comeback, Ed, says Pyrojo. Thank you so much. Well done. Ed, close one, says Millstone Barn. Well done to you, though, for getting it done. Nordlock says sounded Churchillian. Dystopia says, if it's Mog, I'm never going to eat fish and chips again. We don't get political here on this show, so we couldn't possibly comment. Germany is advising people to stock up on cheese and sausages, and this is called the worst Kaza scenario. Commander Benkai wins joke of the week. Well done, Commander Benkai. Ailes Griff says, hey Ed. Hello, Ailes Griff. How are you doing? Have you met Mike? Nearly there, Ed. Hello, Mike. Yes, I have met Mike a few times. Stephen, I'm just looking back now at all the chat, and I can see the usual suspects in there. Thank you very much for being so wonderful and being here. So before we move on, well, first of all, of course, we've got the quiz next week. We begin again midday on Monday. All sort of meetings aside, in case I get called into an important meeting, but usually that hour seems to be sacred, so I've been keeping that as sacred and as free as absolutely possible. But it'll be midday every single day next week again, until further notice, essentially. So do keep coming back. If you haven't already, please do follow it so you can get like alerts, and tell your friends. Like, it's a really lovely bunch of people here in the chat, and I absolutely love coming along and seeing everybody here. It's genuinely very fun and helps me and my sanity as well. So this is all entirely selfish. I can't speak for UWNL, but I hope you.
Did you say help your insanity? Yeah. Yes.
Help my insanity. Well, that's true. I'd say it in a strange way. Have a great weekend. But before you all leave, don't leave just yet, because we need to pick Monday's quiz. So please do put some topic suggestions in the chat as well, so then we can read through them and pick something that we think is good. Ali Ian says, I suggest Bob Ross. I think that's quite a nice idea. Shanuri Ranel says curries, which is a good suggestion too. What's the t-shirt, says Jack Little. It's a Tellison t-shirt. Oh, by the way, no one's ever seen the inside lining of this, which is like a sort of floral pattern. It's very nice. But it's a Tellison t-shirt. Yeah, one of my favourite bands from that London. Universal Constance, says Mad Dog. Oh, Ali N is Alien. Oh, right, I've never worked that out. Hi, Alien. I've got that now forever. Hello, Alien, by the way. Hot drinks of the English-speaking people. Very specific. It means like tea and coffee, doesn't he? But tea is, well, anyway. British sci-fi movies. Psycho Naz. Hey, Psycho Naz, how you doing, Naz? How you doing? Good to talk. Good to see you here in the chat. Thanks very much for joining us. If you haven't seen us here previously, this is a quiz that we do every single day at midday with me, the host, and my dad, WNL, who is the quiz master. I'm doing good, man. How are you? How are you holding up? Facts about Ohio. We have Bovril. Bovril is that's no one drinks Bovril anymore. That's a fact. We'll answer that question. Does anyone drink Bovril? Yes or no? No.
Edward, I think yes. How about hot drinks? Let's go with those hot drinks.
You want to get in there? Great. All right. Nice one.
It's caught my attention. Yeah. So hot drink. I mean, Facts About Ohio was quite nice. I had to study Ohio history when I was in junior high school and make copious notes and little folders and draw maps but no, let's not go there. Well, go there by all means. Usually people go over on the way to somewhere more interesting, and they look down and say, "Oh yeah, that's Ohio." But in the meantime, yeah, let's go for hot drinks.
Ohio, as in America, Psychonaz. Yes, that's where my pop is from. I drink Bovril, says Ailes Griff and Mad Dog. They both love Bovril. Oh, Bovril, says Commander Benkai. Now, I think that we're starting to get a good idea of the demographic of our live stream audience here. About people. Don't forget Horlicks, says Stickster. No, don't give any more questions away. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for joining us throughout all of this week. It's been really, really awesome to have you all here, and thank you again, WNL, for your time. It's much appreciated. Have a fantastic weekend. Look after yourselves. Wash your hands. Stay indoors. All the classics. But treat yourselves as well. treat yourselves to a rest. And that sounds mad, doesn't it? But treat yourselves to a rest. Have a little brain rest and eat something. Because if you order local takeaway and use Deliveroo service, you're helping the local economy, and you're also health and safety standards and all that kind of stuff is very high at the moment, so you'll be fine too. So I recommend getting your favourite treat, like a pizza or something like that. Get it delivered to your house and have a nice time. And I will, less of that anyway, and I will see you all on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye. Oh, last thing before I go, sorry to say, first of all, you are all the best, and second of all, the next screen that you see, it does say starting soon on the screen, but I haven't had the time to edit it yet, so unfortunately the stream isn't starting soon. Don't get confused. Look, it is confusing. Don't get confused. It should say back soon, but I haven't edited it yet, so it says starting soon. So it's not starting soon, it's finishing.